Okay, so the today's topic, as I told you, sedimentation. And factor affecting sedimentation. So we'll shoot forward. First we need to understand the meaning or the definition of sedimentation, then the process, then we'll discuss the principle also, purpose, isn't it? Then we also discuss the factor, and then finally the control measures for the sedimentation need to be understand in today's topic, right? So first we need to understand the definition, right? What is the meaning of sedimentation? Understand first, right? So this sedimentation has another name, that is called clarification, right? This is also called clarification. That is sedimentation, and the meaning of this sedimentation is, just read it, a process of letting suspended material settle by gravity, right? This is the meaning of sedimentation. If you're going to simplify it, so what is the simplification understanding of this sedimentation? So you can say that it is the process, basically the process of allowing the particles which is in a suspension in water, basically it is a suspension in water, to settle out because of gravity, right? That is sedimentation, right? Through the image I like to explain you. So look at here, this is the water and there are certain particles that is suspended there, right? So now what the sedimentation, then here certain process has to be followed, and the purpose of that process is that there is a allowing the particles that is there in the water, right, to settle out. And where does it settle out, and how the settlement has to be done there? So because of gravity. So you look at here, there is some insoluble impurities in the water, and when you are leaving or you are giving certain time, you are leaving the pot as it is, it means some time is required to settle. So how the suspended particles settle? So because of the gravity, it will deposit in whatever or container, or if it is a pond or if it is a tank, whatever the container, it will be stored, or it will be depend the base itself, right? That is called sedimentation, right? And it is also called clarification, and then you can also use here for sedimentary petrology. The another term for sedimentation is here, right? So again I am repeating what is sedimentation, right? So sedimentation, the meaning of this sedimentation is in suspension has to settle out in the fluid itself, right? When the particle get rest because of certain barrier, that need to understand here, right? So saying I am repeating again and again I am repeating what is sedimentation. So either you can simply say that is a letting suspended material settle by gravity, or you can say that it is a process of deposition of a solid material from a state of suspension, right? From a state of suspension. If you look at there, let me show in this slide, right? These are the insoluble impurities and they are in the suspension mode. So there is a certain process has to be adopted so that this solid material has to be deposited to the base of the container or the reservoir or the tank. So that is sedimentation. It is also called clarification, right? And it is also known as, you can say that this sedimentary petrology, right? So these are the different synonym, you can use it, but what the basic process is going on there. So here the process there, whatever the particle, solid particle that is in a suspension mode in the liquid, right? And when all the suspended particles come to rest again against a barrier, it down by gravity, that is called sedimentation, right? And you can just look at it, erosion. Why? because in the sedimentation there is a deposition, but in the erosion there is a loss. You are losing, right? You are losing you are losing some other solid particle from the surface. So that is erosion. But opposite of sedimentation here the deposition has deposition of soil particle or deposition of some other heavy, right? So this is the meaning of sedimentation. Now we need to understand sedimentation process, right? So how the sedimentation will work? So as I already told you, first some insoluble particle in the water will be there, then that whatever the process is, the first you are allowing particle to settle. So settlement will be there if there is a rest period. If it is a flowing water, then it is very difficult to settle out the particle there. So when there is a barrier, you can say that, right? When there is any kind of barrier and this liquid or the fluid, you can say that, try to understand, come to rest against any barrier, any kind of obstacle that is there. For example, if there is any river that has been flowing there and that has already lots of particulate matter in that, then first you have to provide certain kind of obstacles so that there is a rest for the flow of liquid, and then the sedimentation will start. Or if there is no obstacle, at least you are making a reservoir or the pond. So when the water has to be filled in the pond, or the flow will be reduced, or you can say that again the flow has to get certain rest time, and when the rest period will start, then whatever the particle that is in a suspension mode, they try to settle out because of gravity, right? So this is the process has to be used here itself, right? And there is one term that one need to understand, that is sludge, right? So what do you know by sludge? So when these particles they settle out from the suspension, become sediment, and in water treatment it is called sludge. It means when the all the suspended particles will settle in the base of the container, or if any kind of facility is there, so that is called sludge. It means that whatever be the amount that is settled down, that settled amount is called sludge, right? And there is one more line I like to add here. If this sludge is assisted by mechanical means, then this is called thickening. Right? So these are some technical terms there, but I'm just giving you for the sake of knowledge to all of you. So this is the process. So again I am repeating the process. What the process is there? First we have to create a barrier so that the flow of fluid will come to rest. Resting period will start. Then those particles will try to settle out because of gravity. The sedimentation process will be there itself, right? Then these are the process, that is the following aspect. The same sedimentation process at these four aspects. We have erosion, we have a transportation, we have a deposition, and compaction and cementation. So let me explain you everything one by one. Erosion, we all are familiar with this, right? And you all know what is the erosion. Basically it is the process of weathering. We can say weathering, isn't it? Weathering of material to form smaller particles, that is erosion, right? If a rock is there, so because of the erosion we will get smaller particles there, and then this smaller unit is relocated by water, or you can say that wind, ice, animal, or all the things, isn't it? And also through the erosion we are losing the top soil, you can say that, and also organic matter is there. And through the erosion all these things has to be mixed with the flowing water, isn't it? And when most of those small particles has to be suspended in the water bodies, or if any kind of fluid is there, and then the sediment will start again, you can say that, right? Then we have another process that is called the transportation. So here the transportation, as you can easily understand, that there is a movement of sediment particles because of the either because of the force of the gravity, or there is a movement of the fluid. And generally we're talking about this fluid means the water bodies, we can say that. So because of the movement in the water bodies, or because of the gravity, the sediment particle has to be moved, and either by the rolling. You people have already witnessed while in go to the river, so some small particle has to roll, small pebbles or small stones has to be rolled over there, and you also get some particles has to get jumped because of the high velocity of the fluid, or if the particles may get suspended there, right? So this transportation is another aspect of this sedimentation. Then we have a deposition. As we have already discussed, the deposition is the important aspect of sedimentation here. So what the deposition means, right? When this erosion has been takes place, then after erosion the transportation of the particle has to be there from one place to other place. Then these sediment particles either carried by the wind or the water, right, that has to be laid down near the bank of the river, or the shore that you people already it is, and all this sediment carried by the flowing water, isn't it? And when there is a barrier to slow down the velocity of water, or if the velocity of the flowing water going to decrease, then all these sediment part or those particles is going to deposit on the bank of the river itself, right? So this is the deposition. So that's why it is opposite of compaction and cementation. So through the image I like to explain you this compaction and cementation. So deposition, the deposition is there. Now look at it, this is compaction and cementation. So what does it mean here, right? See, those sediment particles which is deeply buried, it means which are under the layer of earth, and deeply buried sediment. And if it is deeply buried, then what will happen? Those layer will experience lots of pressure from the upper layers, isn't it? And because of that compaction will start. Because of that, compaction will start, because if there is a pressure from the upper layer, so which causes all these particles, or you can say the grain, to pack tightly. So that is called compaction. And after that, if and then you can say that, and there are certain some more particles inside this surface will be there, and for example, if you have a calcium carbonate, if you have a silicon dioxide, so all these you can say that these are called the cementing materials. So all these particle is going to help this grain to you can say that to cement each other, right? As you have already seen that how when the construction there is one material, cement has been used to fix the bricks and the sand grains, everything. So similarly, those grains that is compacted because of the high pressure from the above surface, while beating all these grains with other material like calcium carbonate or silicon dioxide, so they will get stick together, right? If you look at that, they will get stick together. That is called cementation. So these are the certain aspect of sediment process. Then we need to understand the basic problem through the sedimentation, what the problem that has to be faced, and this is the basic global problem, you can say that. And most of the area are facing basically in the hilly area, sedimentation is creating the major problem sometimes, right? So what the basic problem is there? So first problem is damage to agriculture, and obviously, right, because when the hard material if some sediment is with there, and the sediment is basically what will happen? It is going to reduce the fertility and productivity of soil itself, isn't it? And it is deposited, and there is a more sedimentation in the even if any kind of water bodies. So you will witness the overland flow. It means there is a flood because of sedimentation itself. So there is another problem with there, isn't it? And if sediment with there on this fertile plain, even I told you, even in the agriculture field, if it is a fertile plain, the sedimentation will be there. So it is also going to hamper the drainage, right? And all this means there is a loss of land there. So again I am repeating, listen carefully, how the damage of agricultural land will be there. So because of the harmful material in sediment and productivity of soil. Second thing is that whatever the sediment that is deposited in the fertile plain, that is going to hamper the surface, right? And if it is going to deposit in stream channels, I just told you, a small river or something, then what will happen? It is causing more frequent overflows. So this is one of the problem, and it is a global problem basically. Then it is going to affect the quality of water and it is suitable for human consumption too, right? Because sediment is what? There is a mixing of impurities, so impurity will be mixed there, so obviously it is going to reduce the quality of water for consumption. And not only that, it is also going to affect the ecosystem of aquatic life. How? There is a loss of some aquatic habitat, or you can say that decrease in fishery resource because of this sedimentation. You can then obviously a loss of recreation also there, because if more sedimentation will be there, so that is also going to hamper the any kind of fishing activity or the swimming or boating activity. So these are the another problem that is going to affect the suitability for human consumption too. And then this is sediment threaten nation's economy. So because it is going to hamper the you can say that hamper the this have heard that, have listened, there's lots of dam has been made in the on the river or some hilly area where the flow of river is there, and if sedimentation will be there, right, so there is a loss of hydroelectric power generation, right? This kind of things will be there because of sedimentation. So it is also going to hamper the nation's economy. Second, another aspect of loss or threat to nation economy, you can say that flood control. If more sedimentation will be there, so it is very difficult to control the flood, right? So loss of flood control, these are another things. And then as you understand that because of sedimentation, it is also going to proper fishing will be there, there is no proper recreation activity will be there. So if no recreation, revenue will be there. So there are lots of factors are there. So few examples that I have given you to make you understand this, how nation's economy, right? So these are the sedimentation problem, and it is a global problem. So now I would like to understand the sedimentation principle. What is the principle? And as you people already studied during your 10+2 physics, right, this specific gravity, this is the one of the reason which is going to you can say carry this sedimentation process. So this is the basic principle that has to be used, specific gravity, isn't it? And I hope most of you are well aware that what is the specific gravity basically. So specific gravity is also called the relative density, isn't it? It means it is the ratio of density of object with respect to the density of water. We are talking about the water here itself, isn't it? Right? And because of this specific gravity, as in the physics we know that, and that because of the specific gravity we can say that whether the object will sink or float. So this specific gravity has to be work there. So now you can understand this statement properly. What the statement is there, that suspended solid present in a water having a specific gravity greater than that of water, right? If the specific gravity or the simple thing means the density of the suspended solid is more than the density of water, right, then the water tend to settle down by gravity, right? Then the water has to settle down by gravity. And again here is the one statement that as the turbulence is retarded by offering storage. As I told you, it means we have to create certain barrier to provide rest or to or you have to make certain means to reduce the velocity of water. So if you are making any storage or reservoir and you are just turbulence, it means the movement, the here and there movement, the any directional movement has to be retarded, or it can be after this sedimentation process will start. So 2 or 3 things has to be kept in mind to understand the sedimentation: specific gravity, right? Second, retardation of turbulence, and then storage, right? So this aspect has to be used while understanding the sedimentation. Specific gravity, as again I am explaining, it is a relative density. It means it is the density of object with respect to the density of water there. And also a specific gravity suggests that which object will sink or which object will float. Obviously those objects which has a specific gravity more than the water has to sink, and when it sinks, obviously it is going to be set of gravity. So this is the sedimentation process here, right? And then after understanding all these aspects of sedimentation, we can understand the basic purpose. What the purpose is there? Just to enhance the filtration process by removing particulates. This is the only purpose of sedimentation, right? That you are improving the filtration process. What you are doing, you are just improving the filtration process here, right? And we all know that what is filter means. You all are using this RO and everything. Filter machine is that. What the purpose? What is our filtration? The filtration meaning is separation of one substance from another, right? If one substance is mixed together, that we are filtering, and the filtering activity means the separation of one another. So it may be physical separation, it may be chemical separation. So all, and particulates, you understand that mean particulates means this minute separate particles, that is particulates. So through the sedimentation we are just enhancing the filtration process, because those particles can easily be removed from the fluid or the water itself, so that the second stage of filtration can be start. So this is the purpose of sedimentation, to enhance the filtration process by removing particulates. So again I am repeating, filtration means separation of one substance either by physical or chemical process, and particulates, you can understand that there's a minute separate particles, that is the meaning of particulates, and you are just filtering all those particulates from the fluid, or in this case we can say from the water, and then you can go for the next stage of filtration. So that is, it's called enhancing the filtration process. Then type of sedimentation. So there are 3 type of sedimentation that one should know here. That is plain sedimentation, right? As the name suggests, plain sedimentation means it is the settling down of solid or the impurities in the raw water, right, at the bottom of the reservoir, you can say that, or the bottom of the tank, by gravitational force only. That is plain sedimentation. No chemical has been added there. That's why you will listen carefully again. It means in this sedimentation there is a settling down of solids and impurities to the basin or the reservoir or the tank that you are using by natural gravity force alone. You need to understand, or you have to natural gravity force alone. No chemical has to be added there, and since gravitational force has to work, so that's why the method is cheaper and mostly filtration and purification system of water, right? So in what the things that we have to understand, that no chemical has been used, only the gravitational force has to work, right, and is the cheaper and mostly used method, right? And then the second is sedimentation by using clarifier and contact. So clarifier means it is a settling tank. The tank name is called clarifier. Technical name for the settling tank means you are making a big tank or the reservoir kind of thing where the water has to store. So that's what is called a settling tank. It means in this tank the sediment or the impurity has to settle down, right? The sedimentation by using clarifier and contact means what? In this method certain chemicals are mixed in water, right, and then the water is rotated by the help of some machine, and after that the suspended solids are settled down in the bottom of reservoir or tank. Have you get that? Listen carefully again. In the sedimentation by using clarifier and contact, chemicals has been mixed in the water, then water is rotated by using some machine, and after that the suspended solid are settled down in the bottom of reservoir or tank, right? Then third is chemically assisted sedimentation or clarification. Fine. So here what the process has to be there? Here again chemical has to be mixed, but the purpose of mixing this chemical is to make a flog means all those impurities or the suspended solids are stick together. Certain chemicals which is going to help you the suspended and solid and other impurities together, right? Heavier, and it will be settled down to the bottom of reservoir there, right? So these are the type of sedimentation. Sedimentation, no chemical has been used. Here the chemical has been used, and rotation or this rotation of water has to be made there, and here see flog. It means here usually in this third chemical has been used so that this suspended particle has to stick together, or the impurities will stick together to make a. These are the type of sedimentation. Then the parameter or the factor affecting sedimentation. So these are the factor: size, shape and weight of particles, right? Viscosity and temperature of water, detention period of tank, effective depth of tank, area of tank, surface overflow rate, velocity of flow and outlet design. So let me make you explain the things here. So size, shape and weight of particles, obviously you can easily understand that, right? Because of that the density has to be decided of the particle, and we have already understand that specific gravity must be more water or the fluid, then it will sink, right? So this is the reason that size, shape and weight has to be there. Temperature of water, the viscosity, again in the is the physics term, and in the physics the meaning of viscosity is resistance, right? Resistance to flow is there. So we have already studied for the sedimentation to provide certain rest by providing certain barriers. So it means it is going to resist the flow, right? And there then the sedimentation will start. And the temperature of water obviously there, if as you can easily understand that viscosity, what the relation between viscosity and temperature. So there is an inverse relation between viscosity and temperature. It means if more temperature will be there, so less viscous the liquid will be, and if less temperature, so more viscous the liquid will be. So if more viscous liquid will be there, so then there will be more resistance of to flow will be there, right? It means we need you can say as a inverse, so less temperature more viscous, more temperature less viscosity will be there. Is it clear? Then we have a detention period of tank. Detention period means period is the time, as I told you, time required for a given amount of water to pass through a tank, that is called detention period, because sedimentation will start when you will provide more time, right? More time to given amount of water to pass through the tank. If more time will be there, then the sedimentation will be accordingly. Less time, less sedimentation, more time, more sedimentation will be there itself, right? And then we have a effective depth of tank. Obviously more depth will be there, so more amount of water can be there, and more amount of water, so more impurity will be there, and accordingly the sedimentation will start there. Then we have a area of tank, right? So basically area of tank, surface overflow rate, velocity of flow and outlet design is related with each other. Let me explain you how, right? what is the area suggest, or the meaning of area of tank में area equal to if you discuss in the terms of mathematics, so area equal to volume of water that has been, or the ratio of volume water to the overflow velocity, right? Overflow velocity. If the more area will be there, so more volume of water can be there, right? So if area and volume water will be there, so you can get then you can understand easily here. So more area, more amount of water can be there, and then on the basis of that sedimentation will be there itself. Then if you talk about the surface overflow rate, so as I told you, this overflow velocity depend upon the area. So if more area will be there, so less overflow velocity will be there. So if we have already discussed in the previous slides, if there is a reduction in velocity, then the sedimentation will start there, right? So that's why we need more area, and because of more area, this there is a reduction in surface overflow rate, is it? And then the velocity of flow and outlet design is also there, right? So here the velocity of flow, several times if you have to reduce the velocity of, or we need to decrease the velocity of flow, and by measuring this outlet design. Outlet means if you are making any kind of reservoir or tank, then you are making some outlet, it means excess water has to be flow from there. So what kind of outlet design is there? So that outlet design is also decide the velocity of flow. So if there is a less velocity of flow, obviously sedimentation will be more there itself, right? Then the corrective measures, what the control measures that we have to understand now here. So mulching, brush matters, the gabions, tree revetment, the sodding, silt fences, berms, geotextile rolls, all these are the corrective measures. Mulching, we all are very familiar, it means we are covering the soil surface by using some jute, or by using this plant residual or some organic material, covering the surface. Rest through the image, let me explain to you, right? So this is silt fence, just look at there. So generally at the construction site, this kind of silt fence has to be created. It may be some made up of jute or something like that, right? And when you are making this kind of structure, so how this structure has to work? So this will act as a dam to trap the sediment here itself. Just look at there the image. Obviously if water has to flow there, so this becomes, so it will go, act as a dam, trap the sediment and allowing the water to leave the site. So this is silt fences, right? Then we have this bumps, that is called bumps. This kind of structure is called bumps. So basically what is bumps? So you can just look at this structure, you can easily understand that these are the narrow or then ridge. You are making ridge by excavating the earth surface, right? And generally these bumps has been built across the road, so that the excess water across the road has to leave from the site itself. That is called bumps, BRMS, bumps, right? Now these are the geotextile roll. You can look at here, geotextile roll. This is, so this is also called filter fabrics, right? And this geotextile roll is highly permeable, and it is also very synthetic textile material, and the purpose is erosion of soil. So it is act like a filter, and since it is a filter, so it is going to move from the soil, while the soil has to be retained there. It means all the suspended particle has to be retained there, and the water has to flow from there. That is geotextile roll has to be used. Again I am repeating, it is also called as a filter fabric, and it is a basically synthetic textile material. Then we have this brush matters. Brush matters, we can look at that. This is also called brush mat. So basically it is what? It is a revegetation technique. Just look at there. It is a revegetation technique on the bank. We are just vegetation has been growing there. so that the stream banks or the slopes can be protected from the soil erosion, right? So if erosion can be, sedimentation will be less siltation will be there, and everything will be in a way. Just look at there all this. So it is also called revegetation technique, brush mattress or brush mat, and the purpose is to protect the stream bank, right? Then this is called gabions. This kind of a structure is called gabions. You people already seen somewhere, most of this place you have seen that that this is the gabions. It is basically filled with, you look at the bricks, then we can use the boulders, the stones, right? And that has been packed by using this wire mesh. And what the purpose is there? The purpose for this gabions is to stabilize and retention of soil there, right? So this is called gabions. And then you have this tree revetment, another thing is there, right? So you just look at the image itself, what the things has been there. In this method basically trees are anchored along the banks, right? Just look at there, trees are anchored along the banks, and again you can understand the purpose properly, so that the erosion of soil decrease, and then obviously sedimentation can be reduced. That is tree revetment. And then finally we have this sodding. Just look at that, sodding. So basically sodding is what? It is a layer of soil containing grass. Just look at it, it's a layer containing grass and plant roots. So so you can just spread this layer area which is exposed because of some reason, or the exposed soil, you can spread it, and you are going to reduce the erosion. So control measures which is going to reduce the sedimentation process, right? So this all about for the topic sedimentation.